Hey friends, it's Lisa from Life with Fife, a podcast that's about creativity, spirituality, knitting in particular, wearing my red raglan sweater that I knit earlier this year. You can hear my rooster crowing out there because it's just a beautiful spring day, having some green tea. It's got grapefruit and lemon rind. It's so tasty and fresh, and it just feels like spring is inevitable, and I'm feeling like this awakening inside me that is coming from a long winter, and it's welcome. And in that vein, I wanted to talk about creativity and how to heat up your relationship with creativity. If creativity and knitting and spirituality and happiness sounds like the kind of content that you enjoy, please follow, please subscribe, and comment below and let me know your thoughts about all of these subjects. I'd love to hear from you. And after I talk about creativity, I'm going to show you my second big love sweater, in which I say squishy way too many times, but I didn't do it with Plotilope this time around. So you might be interested to see how it looks using some different yarns and a different technique. And I also go over construction and how the whole thing is all put together. So many of us think that the people who are very creative are born that way. When in reality, those people who are very creative really just have learned to cultivate their relationship to that aspect of themselves. We all have creative aspects of ourselves, and if we lean into them and cultivate a relationship with them, they will become stronger. Our mind actually creates pathways that will happen more spontaneously because we're focusing on it. So first thing that I want to talk about is a sense of play. Creativity is not serious work. It is really something that we should approach with a sense of fun and enjoyment and pleasure. It is a pleasure to do something that is creative. And when we take that approach, it just suddenly feels easier and feels like something we want to do as opposed to something we should do. If I'm feeling stuck and not really in a playful mood, I will watch, something funny. I'll watch a really funny video. I'll put on, even if it's just something on YouTube for 5 minutes just to make me laugh. Or I'll call the friend who always knows how to make me laugh and spend some time laughing. That energy of laughter just moves stuck parts of our bodies and helps us to feel more free. The second one may seem antithetical to play, but it is also about courage, because we need to have a certain bit of courage to just do what it is that we want to do. And when I put it that way, it sounds ridiculous. We should just do what we want to do. But so much our fear of judgment from others or fear of failure, whatever it is, there's a part of us that holds us back, that is afraid to do what we want to do. And we need to figure that out. We need to kind of what is it that's holding me back? What is it that I'm afraid of? And sort of just loosen that a little bit. And if you can't really have a clear answer, then you also just need to make a decision and say, you know what, I'm not going to be attached to how this comes out. I'm just going to go for it. If I completely fail at the sweater, no one has to know. I don't need to show anyone anything. And at least I took a chance, and I can unravel the sweater and I'll have my yarn. That's a simple way to create a little courage to take that step. A third way that we can strengthen our relationship with creativity is by creating a calm and peaceful mind. A calm and peaceful mind is something that we should be cultivating on a regular basis anyway, because it helps us in every aspect of our life. So meditation, walks in beautiful nature, listening to beautiful music, just sitting quietly. These are all ways that we cultivate a calm mindset, because a calm mindset, having the ability to discern and even detect creative impulses as they come up for us, and have an ability to determine what is something that is doable, what is something that just might be oh wow, that would be so cool to do that someday, but that's not going to happen for me now, but it's really fun to think about, or I think I could actually give that a try. So we need the calm to discern what our impulses are, and even to be aware of creative impulses. The fourth way that we can cultivate a sense of connection to creativity is by giving attention to what it is that we want to create. So I'm a knitter. I love sweaters. So what I do if I am feeling, uninspired is I start to look at the things that I want to make. I take up books of beautiful sweaters because what we put our attention on, we know this, what we put our attention on grows and expands. And as I look at these pictures of beautiful sweaters, they start to become more real to me. They start to become something that I could have. That kind of just gives me the impetus to move into taking the first step and creating one of those sweaters. So attention, surround yourself with beautiful things, no matter what your craft is, and see if the inspiration doesn't follow. And the fifth and final way to strengthen or heat up your relationship to creativity is community. Find those people who are living a creative life and who aren't afraid to do so, and spend some time with them. Follow their habits, pay attention to what they do. There's an expression that our lives become the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. And so therefore, we need to spend time with people who are doing creative stuff. Otherwise, we're never really going to see that visual of what it looks like to be a creative person. If you don't have people around you who are creative, then start to read about creative people. Watch movies about creative people. Just immerse yourself in the habits of what a creative person looks like, acts like, so that you become familiar and are able to bring those habits forward in yourself. I forgot to mention, of course, Knit, Pray, Love, which is happening June 21st through the 23rd here in Southern Vermont. This will be a great way if you're looking to connect with other creative people, to spend a relaxing weekend, doing yoga, eating amazing food, sharing, knitting in a communal, mindful way, connecting with others, discussing your creativity with others, and just generally being supported in your creative endeavors. You'll leave feeling refreshed, revived, inspired. There are still some rooms available. So check out lifewithfife.com. That's LYFE and then FYFE, lifewithfife.com for all the details. And email me if you have any questions. So those are 5 ways that you can heat up your creativity. Comment below. I'd love to hear your comments. How do you stay creative? What is it? What is your secret? How do you work that? Okay, right now I'm working on my second Big Love sweater. The first one I made was with Plotalopi, and it's one of my favorite sweaters. I actually knit it. I knit it about 1.5 years ago, maybe 2 years ago now, and I wear it a lot. It's just a really kind of like easy sweater to throw on, and it goes with everything. It goes with jeans. You could even put it over a dress. It's a nice boxy fit. It's oversized. I like that. This time I did it with one of my favorites, Brooklyn Tweed Shelter. I have so many of these, and as you can see, I'm like moving through, and I hope I have enough. I think I might have to buy actually more of this. But how the sweater is constructed, it's a really cool construction. So let me show you how it kind of looks, how it's coming along so far. So here's the sleeve. This is the collar. So the collar will come down in the front. The sleeve comes out like so, and it's just kind of like a boxy. Here's the other sleeve. I'm working on it right now. The construction is really unusual, and so how it starts is you do a provisional cast on in the center. You cast on provisionally, and then you knit outward this way. And this is just a basic knit 1, purl 1. And when you get to a certain length, you come back to the provisional and you do the same thing on the other side. And then when you come down here, you actually cast on the stitches for the shoulders, so that you cast on a certain number of stitches. And this is the stitch pattern for that portion of the work. This is the wrong side of the work. Here's the right side, so you can see what it looks like. It's a really cool kind of unusual. It's very textural. It has a really nice feel. It's very squishy, this yarn. So I'm using Brooklyn Tweed, but I held it double, so it's really thick and it's going to be super squishy, and it's something that I've wanted to do. I just have been longing for like this really squishy, thick sweater that I can just kind of wrap myself in, and this is going to be it. So it starts with the collar. It comes down, you work down to the shoulders, and then you pick up the body, and it uses a lot of short rows on the collar. You can see there's short rows here and here. It creates like a curve so that the collar, it folds and kind of just like lays in a really nice way. So it's a really interesting construction. I'm really enjoying it. It's a little hard to knit with this yarn held double, but that's the hardest thing about it. It's not hard actually at all. It's just the only thing that I have to say about that's making it a little bit challenging. I'm hoping that my gauge is on point. I wasn't able to get exact gauge, so I'm knitting the second smallest size, knowing that it's going to be very oversized and that I have my gauge is a little bit bigger than what is required. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, so what are you knitting? I hope you're knitting some fun things. I hope you have some spring projects that are going to bring you nice comfy warmth at this time of year where we just can throw a sweater on and go outside and still get to wear sweaters, but also get to be in the warm air. So sending you good wishes for your knitting. Comment below, let me know what you're working on. I'd love to hear from you, and have an amazing weekend. Namaste.